Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Play Stuff ETF2 League Highlander match. It's a match against a team who I'm going to go blank on at the minute. The internet should be banned, I think they're called. It's our fourth match, week 4 of the league rounds in the Highlander Cup. And I'm Colt. I'm joined by my co-caster, Nutmegger.
Hi there. Yeah, it's the internet should be illegal. That was pretty good for absolutely no chance of the memory there. Yeah, this is going to be possibly the most challenging map for Play Stuff so far, looking at the statistics from the league going forward, because each team has got 6 wins against all the 3 opponents in the 2 matches they played against each. So here we go, Clash of the Titans, I guess.
Absolutely. I think Play Stuff so far have been playing solidly as a team, a newly put together team, I must add, for this particular tournament. I think they've managed to employ their tactics rather well. They're talking well, communicating well, and we should be in for some really exciting matches tonight, I think.
Well, they did very well on gravel pit in the most recent match. In fact, sort of a record time, I think, for their attacking run. So, that should bode very well for us going forward. But an interesting pair of maps coming up this week, because these are sort of non-linear choices to be made maps. They're not just pushing back, doing an attack or defending. And those choices from the coaching level, key to get right.
Yes, they are. And Play Stuff starting off on the offensive. They'll be advancing, knowing their tactics to take A as quickly as possible, and then moving on to B with a bit more time to spare. Just trying to set a really nice quick time for the other side to beat.
It looks like Red are going to prepare an ambush at A. This is slightly unorthodox. They've got the demo, the sniper, and the spy and the scout all at A. Interesting.
They've split their team. Not something that we see too often. It's often best to just defend as one, let 1 point fall. But we'll see. They're obviously a good side. They've got a decent setup at B. Very quick to spot our spy.
2 players going down pretty quickly. I'm just trying to find the other 2. Have they retreated to B?
But there's certainly a few players at B.
The demo man's retreated back through the tunnel with some very low health, but he did manage to get away, which is kind of a bit crucial. But also a point to note that Play Stuff didn't actually have to use an Uber, so this game really hasn't started yet.
No, and it's a really quick cap time on A. Give them plenty of leeway. Give them confidence going into the defense round. They now need to push B. Internet should be illegal. We'll be wanting to make sure that they prevent that for as long as possible, this being a stopwatch format.
And Dances with Backstabbers is going to have the little leeway going in. Oh, he's going to get the pick on the demo, maybe?
Unfortunately, not that demo, not having any of it.
But fortunately, he managed to distract the demo long enough for that sticky trap not to kill off Plungineer, the heavy, coming through.
Which could prove to be crucial. I mean, that heavy class coming into taking B from a relatively strong position up at the top here from C. And the Uber's going off.
An excellent attack from our Pyro there. Wonder we managed to... You see, we popped Uber, their Pyro went to stop our Uber, but our Pyro countered their Pyro and pushed him off the edge before he could disrupt our Uber too much.
Really superb.
I mean, the Pyro is possibly one of the weaker classes in Highlander, because he's just relies so much on surprising the enemy.
Oh, and look at this now. Spud's got the medic on the run. And he kills him. Superb work by Spud, having a real fight at the medic there before the other team could come back to protect him. Secures really this point for Play Stuff and gives them a really strong time to move on to the final point.
I have a feeling this demo is going to be very annoying. Andy just got away with about 5 HP again and got back to the health cabinet. He's not going to go down easily, this guy.
Well, he needs to be thinking more about the point and less about wherever else he's killing people.
Oh, absolutely.
B goes. Really quick time for Play Stuff. Spud's being flanked by a spy there. I hope he's seen him. I don't think he has. Spud the demo man with the possibility to clear the top of the point. Our Pyro for Play Stuff comes in. Make sure that spy doesn't cause any damage. Spud doing a beautiful job. The Uber's
Oh,
popped.
and he's got the Uber now.
He's up to the top.
It looks like Andy's hiding behind the point. He
Oh,
might
and an
be able to get
absolute
a
record time for play stuff. Surely, a record time. 5 on the point, and there it goes.
Well, that is going to be very difficult to beat. That was an excellent game.
I'm stunned. It couldn't have been better. It was absolutely stunning. The time, really, they'd have been forgiven for taking that long to get A, you know. Yeah, really, really strong, really good performance.
Yeah, and what was interesting about that was that most of the red team was actually still alive whilst we were capping, which meant that we just managed to get them by out of position, really, which is phenomenal, really, because usually you have to take down every player to their last breath before they retreat away from the point, and you managed to take it off them.
Absolutely. I mean, they didn't feel very organised. They seemed to be fighting sporadically, not protecting each other, allowing our players who tend to kind of like move en masse to just wipe them out whenever they encounter them, giving them a really easy take of this map. I'm going to be speechless if the opponents beat Playstuff on this map now.
Well, I think one of the big disadvantages they started with was they split the teams. Now, it looks like they're all poised to go attack onto A as a team, so maybe they'll group a bit better together this time.
That's right, and that's a sensible thing for them to do. I don't think Playstuff will put up too much resistance. Spud's been just kind of poking, checking no one was coming to B. They're not. They're all at A. They're trying to cap. Spud's getting his trap there for the people that spawn after A's being capped and run around this corner. Nice little sticky trap.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect that sticky trip to be from A to C, but I mean, that's what they would be expecting. So Spud obviously playing the mind games.
Yeah, he's a very good player, Spud, actually. He's quite experienced. He plays 6v6s. One of our strong players with more competitive experience.
That was an interesting move by Blue just then. They left 2 players on the point just to finish off the cap time. It was the scout and the sniper, I believe, and then moved forward with the rest of the team early. So they've obviously want to get an extremely fast time, and they know how to do that.
Yep, definitely. It's really crucial now that Playstuff can hold off this first early push. Blue with the heavy on the point, taking a lot of damage from the soldier at the top.
Yeah, Goldenrod still neatly tucked in upstairs. Oh, gets the pick on the heavy.
Beautiful. So
and
they've cleared up.
Capping time. Excellent.
Really crucial defences here coming out from Playstuff, just keeping this point for a little bit, letting themselves group up, get a defence organised.
Well, it's important to remember that Red do have the spawning disadvantage, so if they trade evenly, that means the Blue have the advantage, because they respawn just a little bit faster.
Yep, absolutely. And the Spy doing some troublesome work on Almighty Bob.
Spud needs to be careful to make sure that heavy doesn't come around the corner and straight into his face. Oh, beautiful.
And Krasgo onto the point, takes out one. Unfortunately couldn't take out anyone else. Blue now, one person on the point, it's the Pyro. The engineer and Spy for Playstuff running in. Pyro doing an impressive job with the help of the demo man keeping that clear, but they haven't capped. Playstuff have held off.
Yeah, and that was a lot of confidence running into the point with the shotgun against the Pyro. You really have to get that first shot bang on, doing at least 90 damage in order to make sure that Pyro doesn't gobble you up with his flames.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting Internet Should Be Legal's commenting that Spud is an unkillable demo, and I second that. He's a fantastic player. Manages to be rather annoying in many, many different positions. He's a fantastic scout, he's a really good soldier and a demo man. And here we go. This time needs to be beaten, and they're not going to do it. So Playstuff take this map.
Just to remember that there was some overtime left on that point, but of course overtime does not matter in stopwatch mode. It's all about how quickly you cap those points. And if you are not as fast as the other team, it doesn't matter how much overtime is left on the clock. Or on the point, I should say.
Absolutely.
It's the clock.
It's all down to the seconds in this mode. And really surprisingly convincing victory for Playstuff, considering these teams both have the same win record in their league. This is going to give Playstuff a nice little bit of comfort.
I don't want to say it was too one-sided a victory, though. I think there were a lot of 50-50s that, maybe went 51-49 to us.
I think that can happen a lot. I think, TF2, there's an awful lot of explosive action. And, luck does come into it. But generally speaking, extremely strong performance by Playstuff. And as you say, not against the side that are badly organised or inexperienced. They're doing rather well themselves in the league.
No, absolutely. I think their players are certainly working to a very thought-out and well-positioned play.
So we're just in the preparation time now.
It looks like everyone's going to take a little bit of a break. Oh, no. Spoke too soon. We're up to setup time already.
And this is the ABBA format, as you understand better than me. But basically, we play the same map twice. And on the first round of play, we just swap around the team that starts. You can see that Playstuff's less. The quicker classes are suiciding at the front there to give the engineer plenty of metal so he can get up a decent defence nice and early.
This is a nice little trick. I've been noticing them doing this on all their maps. In the practice in Badwater, they are just doing this little trick all the time. It does mean that the scout and possibly the demo can come in a bit late to the start of the game by 5 seconds or so, which could be crucial. But I think getting that sentry up is a really important strategic position to gain.
Yeah, I mean, the blue team are more likely to be going for A straight away, get it out the way, same as Playstuff did. It's a pretty standard strategy, but nonetheless important to get those defences up should they choose to come through.
Now, Playstuff left a man at A.
They did. The scout and the spy dances with backstabs, who's just taken the heavy down. Really nice to pick.
Johnny is not going to be happy today. Johnny, the blue heavy, because that happened to him in the last game as well when they were attacking at pretty much the same time as he just got onto the point.
Okay, right. Dancers is a formidable spy.
Oh yeah, very annoying. I refuse to recognise the skills of spies too much. They're just annoying.
As we see here, though, blue effortlessly taking A, mainly because Playstuff aren't going to put up too much resistance. They're using classes that get back to spawn quickly. The scout, the medic just took out our scout, who truly is scouting. He's calling to the team, telling them where everyone's going from spawn, much more so than in a pub game. In a game like this, a competitive game, the scout does have a role in making sure the rest of the team knows what the opposition are doing.
Absolutely, and the scout, that's not the scout's only role in Highlander. The scout is actually quite boosted by the lack of spam going around the place, because there's only 2 spammy classes about. So
yeah, for sure.
The scout definitely performing a deadly role, especially on a map such as Gravel Pit.
And it's all looking fairly standard. I think it's important to point out at this stage that Playstuff have already held off B for longer than their opponents did in the last match on this map, last game on this map. That's going to serve them well, just make it a little bit easier for them when it comes to their turn to attack.
Oh, and the spy getting in the last second. Nearly got... Oh, then the Pyro finishing off the sentry. Very important for Pyro to dart on to those opportunities as he sees them. Because otherwise, all the spy does can be, completely in vain.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I'd say the blue are having a fair old time of getting to take B at the minute. They are trying to go flank around through C and deal with some of the respawning red classes, but not proving a very successful strategy, and really they should resist the temptation to split their team at this point and move as a powerful ball.
I just want to bring your attention to Foyer for Internet Should Be Illegal. He's currently got a mini sentry up between A and C. Sorry, C and B even. And so he looks like he's trying to make a little position out of that, but Krasko spots it, takes it out.
Lovely work by Krasko. And impossible to hit scout.
He was having a fun time against Callum in practice. I think Callum was having some latency issues, and latency issues on a scout, my god, does that make the job difficult.
You really don't want latency.